Alzheimer's disease. And I'm not kidding. This program will also give you a completely new paradigm about why people struggle, along with new insights into healing the brain. For example, I want to tell you about a couple who failed marital therapy. That's right. Their therapist gave them an F. Now, how do you get an F in marital therapy? Well, after spending 3 years and $25,000, the therapist told them to get divorced. Well, this made the couple very upset because they wanted to be married. On the television, you see 2 brain SPECT scans. These are the scans that we do in our clinics. They're called functional scans because they show how the brain works, how the brain functions. What they measure is blood flow and activity patterns in the brain. Now, the scan on the left is a healthy scan, and what you see is full, even, symmetrical activity. Now, the image on the right is the husband's scan, and that Swiss cheese appearance indicates overall severely low activity in his brain. Now, this is the pattern that we often see with drug and alcohol abusers. But the scan didn't fit his history because he said he never used drugs and he didn't drink. Now, I've been a psychiatrist for a long time, and I know that drug addicts and alcohol, they lie. And they lie a lot. Right? Am I wrong about this? They lie a lot. So, in front of his wife, one of my first questions to him was, "Are you sure you don't drink much and you've never used drugs?" And he said, "Dr. Amen, I have many problems, but that's not it." So then I turned to his wife and asked her if that was true, and she said, "Oh yes, Dr. Amen, he doesn't drink. He doesn't use drugs. He's just a jerk." I chuckled at the comment, but then, in my mind I wondered, then why does his brain look so bad? And so I went through the potential causes in my head. A brain infection. A mere drowning can make your brain look like this. Low thyroid, being anemic, being exposed to some sort of environmental toxin. So my next question to him was, "Where do you work?" He said, "I work in a furniture factory." I said, "What do you do?" He said, "I finish furniture all day long." He was doing drugs. In fact, he was doing the worst drug for your brain, which is inhaling organic solvents. So my next question to the wife was, "So when did he become a jerk?" And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Did you marry him that way? Do you have father issues that you're trying to work out?" And she said, "No, when we first got married, he was great. It wasn't until about 5 years ago that he started having trouble." And then she put her hand over her mouth and she said, "Oh my God, that's about the time he started to work in the furniture factory. Do you think his personality change can have something to do with his job?" So as you can imagine, the first thing that I should do is get him out of that toxic environment. So I had him transferred in his company. And then I put him on a brain healthy program. On the right treatment, his behavior got better, as did his marriage. I wonder how many marriages are suffering because one partner has a brain problem that no one is aware of. How do you do marital therapy with this brain? It will never work until you change his brain.